Whoa, 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 whoa. You're trying to tell me that Assassin's Creed Odyssey got nominated for 3 different game awards? Best Action Adventure Game, Best Art Direction, and Game of the Year? I'm sorry, what? Best Art Direction? What? Shields up, Iron Breakers. Rurikhan here, coming at you with another edition of the Cons Cast, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Game Awards that were announced last night. This is not all of the Game Awards. This is some of them. These are probably the ones that I care about the most, so let's get started. On the very first category, we have Best Performance, and the nominees were Brian Deckard as Connor for Detroit Become Human, Christopher Judge as Kratos in God of War, Melisandre Mahout as Cassandra in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Roger Clark as Arthur Morgan in Red Dead Redemption 2, and Yuri Lowenthal as Peter Parker for Marvel's Spider-Man. Now, Roger Clark won this one for Arthur Morgan in Red Dead Redemption 2, and I gotta be honest, I do really like the portrayal of that character in Red Dead Redemption 2, so it's pretty good. However, my personal pick would have gone towards Christopher Judge as Kratos because I really liked this Kratos in this year's God of War. I thought it was friggin' amazing. But anyways, this one I was pretty okay with. Moving right along, we have the Best Audio Design, which the nominees were Call of Duty Black Ops 4, which I didn't play, Forza Horizon 4, which I also didn't play, God of War, Marvel's Spider-Man, and Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, Red Dead Redemption 2 took this one, and I should say that the audio design in Red Dead Redemption 2 is pretty good, but personally, I was leaning more towards Spider-Man. I really liked the sound of the shooting of the webs, as well as the punches and the enemies and stuff. I thought that the audio design in Marvel's Spider-Man was excellent. I also really liked the one in God of War, but something stood out to me in terms of audio design when it came to Spider-Man that it didn't stood out to me in any of these other games. So my personal pick would have been Marvel's Spider-Man, but, you know, Red Dead Redemption 2 winning it, I'm okay with that. Moving right along, we got Best Score/Music, and the nominees were Celeste, which I didn't play Celeste, I'll be completely honest. I'm looking to see if Nintendo has a promotion or something so that I can pick it up on the eShop. But the soundtrack that they showed during the Game Awards was really good for Celeste, so I really liked it. There's God of War, there's Marvel's Spider-Man, there's Ni no Kuni 2, Octopath Traveler, and Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, this award I was not particularly happy with because, sure, the music in Red Dead Redemption 2 is fine, but it doesn't really stand out all that much. Not to mention that last year, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was completely skipped out of the Game Awards because it came out too late or something like that. And apparently they didn't even consider Xenoblade Chronicles 2 for soundtrack, which the soundtrack in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is fucking amazing. It's kind of the same thing. Xenoblade Chronicles X as well was completely snuffed out because it released in December and nobody cared about it when it came to talking about soundtracks the year after. And I was super disappointed by that because I still think that the soundtrack for Xenoblade Chronicles X is fucking amazing, and the soundtrack for Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is better than any of the games that is present here. However, from the nominees in this list, I didn't feel like Octopath Traveler really set itself apart all that much. Ni no Kuni 2 was all right. Marvel's Spider-Man was actually pretty friggin' good. I really liked the themes that you saw in there. But, I mean, God of War, dude, are you kidding me? God of War was way better. And maybe Celeste could have taken the top if I had played Celeste, which I didn't play. But out of the games that I played in here, like, God of War was way better than Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, don't even get me started. And Xenoblade Chronicles 2 would have obliterated all of these games with its soundtrack, just like straight up. But again, the fact that games release in December, people forget about it. It's really sad, actually. Anyways, moving right along, we got Best Narrative, and the nominees were Detroit Become Human, God of War, Life is Strange 2, Episode 1, Marvel's Spider-Man, and Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, I gotta be honest, on this one, I would have given it to Red Dead Redemption 2 because despite the fact that I probably prefer the story of God of War way more than the story of Red Dead Redemption 2, because I identify more with this particular type of fantasy setting, there's no denying that the narrative of Red Dead Redemption 2 is nothing short of fucking excellent, at least in my personal opinion. So this award was pretty good. Then we got the Best Ongoing Game, and the nominees were Destiny 2 Forsaken, Fortnite, No Man's Sky, Overwatch, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. And as far as I'm concerned, none of these games deserves it. The game that should have gotten it should have been Warframe. All these other games, I don't even know, dude. Like, and here's the reason why best ongoing game should not specifically not go to Destiny 2 is because in order for you to actually take part in this content, which is provided to the game, which if you compare it to, say, Fortnite, which is getting all of that content for free, unless you want to buy skins or whatever, isn't it? I think you get most of the stuff in Fortnite for free. No Man's Sky, you also get it for free. Overwatch, you also get it for free. Tom Clancy's, I believe you can also get it for free, buy it with in-game currency that you can grind for, all that stuff. No. Destiny 2, you get to pay for the expansion, and then you get to pay for the season pass on top of paying for the expansion, which I think is, is not good business. And it's like, look, guys, I even have a review code for Forsaken. I haven't even played it, so it's not like, oh, Rurikhan, I just don't want to spend money. No, I actually have it. I just think that Bungie has been so anti-consumer with the shit that they pulled before Forsaken, and then to ask people to pay for like $100 more on top of what they've already charged and the business practices that they've done. Well, actually, it's a little bit less than $100, but still, I thought that was, that was definitely not worthy of even being nominated, in my opinion. Warframe deserves to win this category, but I guess Fortnite winning it, I'm like okay with it because Fortnite is just so friggin' popular, and they're like on season 7 or whatever, so I guess people have gotten a ton of content for the game. So there you go. That's Fortnite's award. Anyway, moving right along. Best multiplayer game: Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Destiny 2 Forsaken, Fortnite, Monster Hunter World, and Sea of Thieves. Out of all these games, you know, I would have picked Monster Hunter World. I'm biased. I don't give a crap. That's what I would have picked because it's just been so much fun to play with you guys, the Iron Breakers, throughout this year. It's been an amazing, fantastic experience, and I can't wait for them to reveal what's coming next to the game. But naturally, Fortnite won. I mean, surprising absolutely no one whatsoever. So there you go. That's your best multiplayer game. Moving right along, best independent game. I did not play most of these games. I did play Dead Cells last year when it was still in early access, and I really, really enjoyed Dead Cells. I'm very curious about Into the Breach because I've heard some really good stuff about Into the Breach, and I do want to play it. Into the Breach actually also won best strategy game, if I'm not mistaken, so that was pretty cool. This is a game that I definitely want to check out, and I kind of feel like the Switch is the perfect platform for me to get this bad boy on. So hopefully we'll see some promotions or something, or maybe I'll try to get a review code, but I definitely want to check this out. I've also heard very good things from Epic Name Bro about The Messenger, so this might be something that you guys might be interested in as well. But naturally, the winner was Celeste, which is clearly deserves it because I've been hearing fantastic stuff from Celeste all across the entirety of the year. Despite me having been really busy with other titles, this is definitely one that I still want to check out. Moving right along, we got best fighting game, and I gotta tell you guys, it kind of sucks that the best fighting game that came out this year actually came out the same day of the award ceremony. So it's like, out of all these games, we got Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, Dragon Ball FighterZ, Soul Calibur 6, Street Fighter 5 Arcade Edition. Clearly out of this list, my personal favorite would have been Dragon Ball FighterZ. I loved what I played of Dragon Ball FighterZ. I had a blast when I played that game. I didn't even get to finish the story mode because I was just like busy trying out different characters and different stuff in order to do my first impressions video on it. But I loved every little bit of what I played about this game. Also amazing soundtrack, by the way. I wonder why it wasn't considered for the soundtrack category. I really like the soundtrack on this. But yeah, this one, hands down, is the best one out of this list. But everybody knows Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the best fighting game of 2018. Like, sorry. I love you, Dragon Ball FighterZ, but you know, Super Smash Bros. Is better. Let's just be completely honest there, okay? Anyway, moving right along. Best action game. Nominees were Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Dead Cells, Destiny 2 Forsaken, Far Cry 5, and Mega Man 11. And God, I'm so happy that Dead Cells won this, dude. If you guys were on the live stream, you know that when Dead Cells won this category, I was like, fuck yeah. Because Dead Cells is a fucking great game from what I've played of it last year, and it's been massively improved upon this year. I'm actually looking to potentially get it on this console as well. I mean, just call me a Switch fanboy. I don't give a fuck, dude. I love this console. I don't care. So I'm really happy that Dead Cells won as well. So good job, Motion Twin. You guys got a fantastic game going on here. And I believe that even recently it's been receiving like new patches, new content, new stuff. So it's really good to see that they're still putting in the effort on this game post-launch as well. I'm losing a little bit of my voice. I apologize for that because I was up until 5 in the morning live streaming. Then we have Best Action Adventure Game. Nominees were Assassin's Creed Odyssey, God of War, Marvel's Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So, two quick notes here. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, could potentially deserve to be here, to be honest. I know that a lot of you guys are like, oh, you hate action adventure, you hate Assassin's Creed Odyssey and all that stuff. I think it does deserve to be on best action adventure game because it is a pretty good game, so I'm okay with it being in this category. But naturally, God of War is just so much above and beyond Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Like, you can just picture Kratos and what he would do to the main characters of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and that's pretty much what they did. So yeah, pretty happy about that. God of War got best action adventure game. Super happy. I love that game. Game's fucking amazing. It's definitely one of the best games that came out this year. Then we have Best Art Direction. And here, specifically, I have a serious issue with this because no. The lack of polish on this game, never. Should have never even been considered for this category. My personal opinion, I know a lot of people don't agree with that. Either way, then we got God of War, Octopath Traveler, Red Dead Redemption 2, and The Return of the Obra Dinn. Now, Return of the Obra Dinn takes this particular category. I believe it is because they have a very unique art style. Gonna be completely honest, I'm okay with Return of Obra Dinn winning this particular category, but I gotta say, like, sure, it's original and all that, but if you want to talk about something that is very much like a fresh take on art style, and it is still extremely pleasing to look at, because like, I get it, it's got this very unique art style, but personally I don't find it that pleasing to look at. And then you got Octopath Traveler in here, and Octopath Traveler is such a beautiful game from an art style standpoint that I think it above and beyond deserves to win this category above all of the games that are in here, hands down. My personal take would have been Octopath Traveler because this game looks, feels, and plays amazing. But anyway, that was the Best Art Direction Award. Then we got Best Game Direction, and in here we have nominees: A Way Out, Detroit Become Human, God of War, Marvel's Spider-Man, and Red Dead Redemption 2. And hands down, for me, best game direction for this would have been God of War, quite simply because it took the franchise into such a different direction and still managed to deliver such a fantastic experience that it is just like flat out the winner above everything else that you see here. A Way Out was also a really interesting title. I played a little bit of it. I didn't play too much. I played with a friend, and I really like what I've played of it. The problem is, after I played with my friend, like, what was I going to do? Was I going to play by myself? You can't play by yourself. So I ended up not playing as much of A Way Out as I wanted to, but I really did like what I play. So it would have been, if A Way Out would have won, I would have also been pretty happy. I don't think that Detroit Become Human really steps out too far from what we've come to expect from David Cage. So it's not that impressive. Marvel's Spider-Man, same thing. Red Dead Redemption 2, same thing. So God of War taking it, I'm super happy. That puts 2 awards in God of War. And I gotta be honest, when I saw that they took this one, I was like, oh my God. Are they setting up Assassin's Creed Odyssey to be Game of the Year? And I was just like in complete desperation if that was going to be the thing. Anyways, moving right along, we got Best Role-Playing Game, where we have Dragon Quest XI, Echoes of an Elusive Age, Monster Hunter World, Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom, Octopath Traveler, and Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire. So this, to me, is a bit of a controversial category because I don't consider Monster Hunter World an RPG. And I'm pretty sure that I could have discussions at length with people that do consider Monster Hunter World to be an RPG, but I would completely disagree. I think that Monster Hunter World doesn't even fit any of the categories that they have in here. Probably I would put Monster Hunter World in, let me see, where is it? I would put Monster Hunter World in Best Action Adventure. I could see Monster Hunter World being an action adventure or maybe even an action game, but definitely not an RPG. But either way, I mean, I'm glad that Monster Hunter World got to take something home because let's be completely honest, we all know that despite this game being probably one of the most deserving games to win Game of the Year award, there was no way that Monster Hunter World was ever going to win Game of the Year because the game is just not popular enough. That's just the way it goes. So I think we all knew that it probably wasn't going to win. But the fact that it took something home, I was super happy about it. Even if it is the best RPG, despite the fact that it's not really its category, in my opinion. I don't consider it an RPG. And if anything, I think that, I don't know, one of these other two games, Pillars of Eternity or Octopath Traveler, could have taken Best RPG. But Monster Hunter World is definitely the best game on this list, straight up. It's just so good. I love it. And then moving right along to the final category, Game of the Year, we have Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Celeste, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Monster Hunter World, Red Dead Redemption 2. I would have loved to see Monster Hunter World take this one home. I would have loved it. I was rooting for it. Like, I was hyping up the stream. I was like, you guys were here when Monster Hunter World was named Best Game of the Year. And of course it didn't happen, but it still felt good to live the dream, even if for just a couple of minutes. Now, the game that did win Game of the Year was very much deserving of it as well. God of War, fantastic game. Hands down one of the best games that I've played this year, and I'm super, super happy that they took Game of the Year. Like, I gotta be honest, I thought that Red Dead Redemption was gonna steal it. I really did. I thought that Red Dead Redemption was going to steal it. And in my opinion, God of War deserves it a lot more. So I'm happy that God of War was rewarded for being an amazing game. Anyway, that's it for my recap. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit it up with a like. If you guys enjoy my videos, remember you can subscribe. You can hit the notifications icon if you want to be notified of future videos that I put out. Here's 2 video suggestions that you guys might enjoy. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.